Released on December 20, 1946, and marred with negative reviews, and with a recorded $525,000 loss, It's a Wonderful Life was not always the holiday classic it is in 2022. Due to its theatrical presentation of everyday life, although unconceivable, some did not view this classic as strictly the Christmas movie we view it as today. Welcome back to Ivy Jo's Reviews, where today we discuss the movie, It's a Wonderful Life, and the implications made around depression and mental health, during the 1940s, versus today. When the original copyright expired in 1974 due to a clerical error by National Telefilm Associates, the rights holders at that time, the film went into public domain, meaning anyone could broadcast it without the copyright holder getting paid. It was during this time that a new generation welcomed George Bailey into their households every year for Christmas. Set as a reminder to appreciate what one has, this heavy-themed film faced its challenges in its day, despite its relevancy, all these years later. Looking back upon the film, it was the theatrics of the everyday situations and hardships that appeared to draw some people, like myself, in. The theme of the very likable character, George Bailey, going through life, doing the right thing for his community and family, when the way out seemed to be to just walk away, is an easy concept for many to grasp. The hard choices and the effects that are linked to them in the film give it that gravitas that some people who experience depression feel. It was probably easier for viewers in the 1940s to look at this movie as over the top, and not understand fully the concepts we do now of mental health. Also, it was a different generation that faced a Second World War, and possibly that's what made this film a turnoff. Today, I cannot think of a movie that covers the time frame that this movie does, from the Depression, to the Second World War, to the aftermath. Going through what George experienced from his dreamer stage, to feeling as if life and people failed to live up to his expectations, is something that many can relate to in some sort of fashion. The religious overtones were front and center from the beginning to the end. I'm not sure that the religious message will deter people from watching the film as much as when George wanting to take his life, no matter what era. The fact that it is a big piece of the story was as sensitive back then as it is now. There is a stigma that comes along with such topics, so much so, the film included a message of how drastic his loved ones' lives would change without him. George saw the lives of everyone he loved in ruins, and that is what encourages him to renounce his thoughts. Perhaps our loved ones is what helps us drive those thoughts away, if we can. This is what helped make this film a classic. Facing up to his new reality of going to jail, the entire supporting cast in the end helps George out and make him realize that he was the richest man in town all along. Maybe when we are depressed, we hang on to that thought or belief that this movie classically instills upon us. That of an angel, family, or friend coming to aid in our assistance, in our time of need. Maybe that is why It's a Wonderful Life is now considered one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. Was there a point in which the film relied too much on the theatrics, as reviewers in the past stated? Was there any time in which it pulled at your heartstrings and caused you to reflect upon your life? Did you find the film uplifting? Do you think the topics were too dark and poorly used, or a realistic depiction of life? Please share your thoughts, and leave your questions below. And as always, thank you for watching Ivy Jo's Reviews.